Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I am in my car and I'm doing a mukbang, which is so exciting. I'm a bit annoyed because the minute I finished making the food it started raining, so I hope the rain isn't too much of an issue. It is going to be an issue, I feel it in my bones. So most of the time when people do a mukbang, they get a takeaway. Now, if you know me, you probably know because I don't stop going on about it because I hate it, but I have quite a few allergies, so a takeaway isn't really an option for me. So I've made my own. I've made my own Taco Bell. I've got fish tacos and some chips in a measuring cup. And the tacos I've put in foil because I always spill stuff on this top. Someone requested on my Instagram that I do a chatty get ready with me. I love them types of videos and I was all for it, but I filmed it twice and I just wasn't feeling it, so I thought let's try something different, let's do a mukbang. So that's why today we're doing a mukbang. I hate food in my car as well because I don't like the smell, but here we are. So I'm just going to chat about life. So how's your life? I'm living my dream. I've always wanted to do a mukbang. Yeah, how's your life? Is it good? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to talk about my life now. So at the minute, life is good. I'm in a cycle of work, uni, and I think that's it. This morning though, I had the busiest morning ever. I woke up at 7:30. I had a 2-hour lecture. A 2.25 hour lecture, 8 to 10:15. I had a group presentation within that, so I had to do the group presentation. I then had to leave that lecture early because I had a meeting and I'd clashed my schedules together. Then I had a meeting with my boss, and then that meeting finished and I had another meeting literally right after, no breaks in between. I had another meeting with a group from another one of my modules. So I had a meeting with them and that overran, so I had to leave that to then have a meeting with my boss again and the website designer, and then my boss had to leave that meeting. So a meeting where I normally just sit in silence, I then had to take over and run the meeting, and then it got to 11 o'clock and I did all of that before 11 o'clock. It was the busiest morning ever. For the rest of the day I think I can relax now, which is great. Where's my ketchup? I didn't even put my ketchup in a little pot. I never knew how self-conscious I'd be filming a mukbang. In terms of how my job is going, I'm loving it. My boss is so lovely, so it's so nice. Like, for example, last week I went away for the weekend and I should have been working Friday. I booked my train for late on Friday so I could still work. My boss rang me on Friday morning and was like, have the day off, go enjoy yourself. I was like, oh, I can't. So yeah, I'm literally landed with a dream job at the minute. In terms of uni, I'm really enjoying it. I have classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and sometimes Thursdays. So I do 4 modules, 1 in finance, 1 in design thinking, 1 about body image, and 1 on CSR. There's 1 sometimes on Thursdays, which is the one I had this morning. Except for that one, they're never shorter than 3 hours. And when I first saw the schedule, I was like, oh my god, I can't even concentrate in a 50-minute lecture at home. Like, how am I supposed to concentrate for 3 hours? Honestly, I think it's better that way because then the lectures are actually more engaged. They seem a lot more interested than they seem in usual uni. Like, it's really good. I'm really enjoying the classes. I feel like I'm being sociable as well, like I'm talking to people and things. I'm getting to know my classmates a bit more because more or less everything is group work. I know group work is often super stressful because you're like, you don't want to be with non-workers, but I think I've got really lucky with the groups I'm in, so I'm just loving it. I actually enjoy going to class at the minute, which is insane. I think I'm finding it more interesting than any class I've ever been to before. I really struggle in class to concentrate. I will stare at the lecture, will myself to listen, and I just can't. But for some reason these classes in Cologne are great. Like, I'm really finding them interesting. I can listen, I can take notes. Like, I've never been able to take notes in lectures before. I can take notes. Like, I'm generally so engaged. And I think it's partly not being in the lecture hall. Lecture halls are not my thing, but a big part of it is the enthusiasm that the teachers have. Should I let this light in? No. Yeah, I'm loving class at the minute, which is, I never thought I'd say that. At the minute on the telly, I'm loving I'm a Celebrity. It is so good and it's so close to me. That's so mad. Literally, my parents drove past the castle at the weekend. I think Jordan's gonna win. I feel bad for him though. Honestly, my dream would be to go on I'm a Celebrity. Not even like to be a celebrity, but to just go on that show would be insane. That is my goal in life. If I ever achieve that, which I never will, But if I ever do, flipping heck, I'm sorted. I'm loving Holly Arnold MBE as well. That's so funny. I've made 2 TikToks about her and they've both gone viral, so loving Holly Arnold. She's really filling me with TikTok clout, so I do feel bad for her, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, when she said MBE, it was so obvious why she did it. She was next to Mo Farah, Beverly Callard, like she was next to some big names, so it made sense. She was freaked out. She was like, oh my god, they're not gonna know who I am, so she overcompensated a bit. And it was a bit awkward when she said Holly Arnold MBA, not gonna lie. But she knew what she'd done wrong because she said Holly Arnold MBE and she kind of dropped off at the end. So she already knew she'd done something cringy and she's probably in the camp at the minute. She's probably cringing about it, but she's probably reassuring herself like, oh, nobody would have seen it, nobody would have noticed. So I do feel sorry for her when she gets out of the camp. Clearly people did notice. I would have done the exact same thing though. Well, I wouldn't, I'm not an MBE. I feel like I would have done something just as cringy, so I do feel for her. I'm a very cringy person, so it's a tough life, I know. And then she did the singing. She brought it upon herself. She was a good singer, don't get me wrong. It was just the whole charade beforehand and then the way she was looking at Giovanna while she was singing. Like, I think it was more awkward for Giovanna. If somebody was like looking at me whilst they were singing like that, I would feel so uncomfortable. It had year 8 vibes. Honestly, I'm the queen of cringe, so she's fine. She's doing well for herself. It just makes me laugh. In terms of Bake Off, don't even get me started. I'm really upset at the minute. That's one of the reasons why I've had to film this video again. I filmed this video as a get ready with me on Tuesday, right before Bake Off, and then Bake Off came in and Armin went out, and then in the video that I filmed before Bake Off, I was like, I'm in such a good mood, I'm thriving, everything is great. And then Armin got kicked out of Bake Off and I was like, I can't post that I'm thriving because I'm not, because I miss that woman. I was really gutted to see her leave. I'm not trying to take it away from Laura at all. These things happen and Laura was better than her that week. I think in general Hermine had been more consistent, but they always say on Bake Off it's the week that they judge you on, nothing else. That was sad, but what can you do? I actually did some baking myself yesterday. I was making Oreos, but something went wrong. I put a load of butter in, but I measured it, I weighed it, I know I weighed it, I'm not stupid. I was weighing it and it came to like 2 tubs of butter and I was like, this is a lot for 200 grams. So basically what happened was, I think I started the scales, I hadn't set the scales to 0. So I basically ended up with like a kilo of butter. So then the mixture was really liquidy and I was like, what is this? This is meant to be a dough. So then I just had to keep adding flour and sugar until it was like a dough consistency. They've turned out okay, but I didn't make Oreos in the end because I made so much mixture, like so much. So I split the mixture in 2. Oh my god, there's a little cute little blue bird. So I split the mixture in 2 so that it's not a million Oreos or a million cookies. I've split it, it's fine. So they taste alright, but there's just an awful lot of them. Talking about lockdown, should we talk about it? So I'm not actually in a lockdown at the time of filming because Wales did our fire break beforehand. So at the minute we're free beans. I'm not sure how long we're going to be free beans for, but I've been trying to make the most of it because in the summer when we came out of lockdown, I still basically stayed in lockdown. Like I still didn't do anything and acted like we were in lockdown. And I really regretted that, like not doing anything at all. This time when we came out of lockdown, I went down to Cardiff. I checked everything. It was all in line with the Welsh rules. When we finished the fire break, I went down to Cardiff for 2 nights. I stayed in a hotel, which I would not recommend. It was a terrible hotel. I just felt like I needed a break and I wanted to fit it in before the next lockdown. And it was all above board. Welsh people are allowed to go on holiday in Wales at the minute. And I met up with a friend down there because I don't have many friends in Wales, so I got a couple. So I've met up with one of them who lives in Cardiff. It was a really good weekend. I really needed that break because I'm not a home bird at all. I don't stay at home ever. Like this past year, since March, since the virus, has been the longest I've stayed at home. I worked it out since I was 9 years old. Like I was always going on school trips. I was going on girl guiding holidays to Switzerland. Like I was going on everything. My parents sent me on every trip or vacation, every holiday, like every school trip, everything. So I've not been home for this long in so long, and especially in recent years. My summer is 4 months for uni. I'm usually only home 2-3 weeks and not all at once. Like there's a reason I'm always going away in the summer. Like, I'm just not a home bird. It's really not been good for me, which has not been good for anybody, obviously. But then when I was heading down to Cardiff, I was like, oh, I've missed this freedom. It really gave me another boost for like, okay, life is good, it can be like this again. So that gave me the boost and the refresher I needed. So I'm really glad I went down and I did some shopping, which was great because in Wales you actually don't get that many shops. I'm not being funny. The only shopping centre that's like the Trafford Centre or something like that is literally in Cardiff. So I had to travel like 3-4 hours just to get a bit of decent shopping done. So I did all my shopping and I'm very excited now. So that was a fun weekend I had, and it really made me feel ready for life. These chips are really spicy. Flipping heck. I'm also so excited for Christmas at the minute. Christmas is my favourite time of year by far. Just the build up to it, the lead up to it, and Christmas bedding this year, which I've never done before. So I'm excited to do that. But I think I found the one I want. It's £15 off Amazon and it's like checkered. I'm just so excited to get a Christmas room this year, well, Christmas bedding. And I'm also slowly buying lots of toys and things to give to some charities for like toys and presents for kids that need them at Christmas. I used to do a lot of Operation Christmas Child, so I'd fill them boxes and send them to Africa. I think they go to Africa. But this year I'm giving presents to like charities within the UK, because the UK is struggling this year as well with all the redundancy and people losing their jobs and unemployment, and especially the area I live in is very hard hit with that kind of thing. So I'm giving them to more local charities this year. I'm hoping to post a video about that to maybe give ideas for other people of what kind of stuff to buy. So far I've only bought a few bits and bobs, but I need to do a shopping spree and get loads. And a good thing about the charity that I'm gonna do this year is it's presents for age 0 to 25, which I think is good, because I think in general teenagers like from age 13 plus with these Christmas presents and things and charity work, they do get a bit left out. So I think it's good that these include a whole load of ranges. And speaking of Christmas, I need to make my subscriber goal for this Christmas. Every Christmas I have a subscriber goal. I think last Christmas it was 400 subscribers, the year before it was 200 subscribers, and the year before it might have been 100. It might have been 50. I'm not sure, but every year I do a subscriber goal. So I don't know, because I'm so close to 800. The norm would be to go for 900, but I don't know whether to go big or go home and go for 1,000. I know it's a big ask, but I've got 6,000 followers on TikTok, so I'm like, surely I can get 200 of them over here. I have been working on YouTube for 4 years, and TikTok I've been working on for a year, and I've got 6,500 followers on TikTok, but only 700 here, and I love my 700. I love you all. I'm very grateful for it, but I'm like, can't I just like trickle them in over here? Because YouTube is like my passion. Comment down below what you think are realistic. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, that was awkward. Comment down below what you think my subscriber goal should be, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe so we can be closer to whatever it is. Do you want me to do Vlogmas this year? Let me know that too. This is so awkward. I thought this was going to be funner than this. I'm trying to think in my brain if I have anything else to say. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. I've ordered an iPad and it is on its way, ladies and gents. I think it's going to arrive in the next week. Ever since I was like 8 years old and I saw on news around these like touch screens, and I was like, I need one. I need one now. But at that point they hadn't even been developed yet, and I've always wanted an iPad. Every year I ask for one for Christmas and I never get one, and I've always wanted one. And then with my job and everything, I was like, wait, I can afford an iPad. But then I was like, no, don't do it for a few weeks. And then I thought, hold up, I've wanted an iPad for as long as they've come out for. I want one every year. I've finally got enough money for one. Why am I not getting one? So then I just decided, let's do it. And my iPad is on its way. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. But I missed the AirPods. You know, you get free AirPods. I missed it by 4 minutes. Don't even talk to me about that, because it's devastating. Okay, so my mouth is officially on fire from all them chips. They're probably not even like spicy, but I can't handle spice. So that's the end of the video. I don't know how it's gonna look on film, but I thought it'd be more exciting than it ended up being. But anyway, I'm now gonna go inside and refresh my mouth because it's so spicy. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!